awesome new steam engine to create new sounds that have never been heard before. So, pretty fun stuff. There's another new thing in the core library, completely new kind of sound concept that we've come up with, which is composite morphing technique. And what we do is we morph different acoustic sounds to create a new hybrid sound in a multi-sample format. So you can play the sound. So like for instance, this sound here is a vibraphone morphed with a guiro. So it sounds like this. And I can play any chords, so I have a lot of complexity in the sound, but I'm not limited like I would be in an ambience or something where the tonality is defined. Let me show you another example. This is a combination of morphing a bouncing ball with a piano string played with a screwdriver, a fly, and a human voice. And that sounds like this. I could play any sound. I could play in any key. So it's a very complex sound, but I could play any intervals on it. And then with the steam engine, we can modify that in all sorts of cool ways. So I'll take those similar sound sources and turn it into like a reverse piano type thing. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. And then there's also an amazing selection of retro sound sources. And we've got some really interesting stuff. How many have heard of a Mellotron? That's all? 3 people? Okay. Most people heard of Mellotron. We have a Mellotron. How many people have heard of the Optigon? Okay, not as many, but a few. The Optigon was created by Mattel, and it plays optical LPs. How many people have heard of an Orchestron? Very good. We got one person. Because there's only about 30 of these ever made. It was the professional version of the Optigon, and we have the only samples of the Orchestron, and it's really cool. It has its own discs, and we recorded it in a really unique way. So this is some of the stuff from the Orchestra. Of cool retro sounds in there too. I could just show you these kinds of things for a long time, but we have a lot more of the interface and a lot more stuff to talk about. So let's talk about arpeggiator. I have a really, really cool arpeggiator, and lots of instruments have arpeggiators. Most of them have terrible interfaces, really, really hard to use. So what we did is we took a lot of our inspiration from the TB303 and the 808 and then kind of merged it all into one. So you can control velocities, you can draw all your patterns, and it's got all the kinds of features that you want to have in a modern arpeggiator. So let me recall this sound, and we'll take a listen to a little bit of arpeggiation. That sounds real nice. That's one of the psychoacoustic pianos that was recorded in a cathedral. But the thing about arpeggiators is what makes them boring is that they always have that straight feel, just straight ahead. Let's see. Now, did Spectrasonics make a groove product? Maybe, perhaps. what we got here. Yes, I think there was something called Stylus R Max. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have grooves in Stylus R Max locked to a synthesizer? You can. Because we have a new feature called Groove Lock in the arpeggiator. So here's the problem. First I'm going to show you the problem. We'll take a blues shuffle, a backbeat, and the issue is, of course, that when you play it, it's not the same feel. So you have a shuffle feel against a straight feel, and it just it doesn't sound that good. So here's how you fix that. Notice this part of the interface of Stylus and this part of the interface of. So we drag and drop right from RMX right onto the arpeggiator. And now we have the feel and go up. Okay, let's try a different kind of feel. Let's take like a 6/8 groove.